Okay, I'm just gonna record. Let's start recording right now. I was not gonna go live tonight at all because I was like, look, it's too late. I am tired. I gotta be on top of my routine, etc., etc. But I got my meditation done. And this particular message has been on my heart from this morning. And I didn't do the live this morning. And normally it's like I want to do a live when something's on my chest to talk about, because that's when I have the words. But so first of all, I just want to say I haven't seen a couple of you guys online. I don't know if my comments are I know my comments are being deleted, because I'll see a comment on my page, I'll see the notification, but when I check, the comment's gone. There was one particular post that had like 27 comments. I don't know what the comments are, like where they went. I'm just not seeing the notifications, on my page. And I haven't seen Haru online. I know you changed your name, but I'm gonna call you Haru. I really like that name. I haven't seen you online. I hope you're okay. I checked your page. Your videos are gone again. Petty stuff. It's petty stuff. Same thing happened to me. I had business emails that were getting deleted. Imagine that, costing me money, costing me forward movement. Business emails that were deleted. I've had all kinds of things deleted. YouTube video is not a big deal. Don't you worry. Keep recording whenever, keep going. Just keep going. Keep commenting on people's pages and meeting people and putting yourself out there the same way you spoke to me. This is a very sympathetic community. This is not a community that cares. This is how the world should be. Gang stalking victims is how the world should be. If you're a gang stalking victim, nobody cares. Nobody thinks twice about your race. Nobody thinks twice about what religion you are. Nobody thinks twice about how rich. Hey YouTube, check out Can Boutique for super trendy dresses and genuine furs on clearance as low as 70% off. Prices starting as low as $27 Canadian. Visit www.shopcan.com. Nobody thinks twice about how rich, poor, whatever. Like, nobody cares. All we know is that we are facing unthinkable trauma together. And you have to sympathize with another person. As a matter of fact, it almost gives you comfort, like, okay, you know what, I'm not alone. So keep reaching out there for other people and just keep talking to people. And the first time you face any bit of abuse, then you get rid of people. Any gaslighting or any weird behavior, you just back off. That's it. Don't even play into it to like, I know you're not even that type of person anyway, to like get upset with anyone or anything like that. But yeah, I'm thinking of you. Please come online, because I'm worried. I know you're gonna be fine. I know you are, but I'm just worried. I just wanna say that. So if you see this video, just comment and let me know that you're okay. What was I gonna? Okay, so this is the message that's been on my heart. Listen, and I didn't even do cards today, so I usually do my cards when I'm on live, because then I'm killing two birds with one stone. So I just shuffle and set my intentions and we see what comes out. Anyway, what was I gonna say? So this morning, this is what comes to my mind. People have really stepped in it with what they're doing here. I don't know if I can think about everyone, because I know they're using spell work. We all do. Everybody who's been gang stalked knows. They're like, there's something else going on here. We all know there's something else going on here. But anyway, so I talked about Get Out, because I talked about the sunken place in my video yesterday. And another time before that, another reader that I listened to, she was talking about the same movie, Get Out. And in her talking about that today, for whatever reason, I decided I'm gonna watch this movie. Yo, I got triggered. I got triggered when I watched this movie because, okay, this is what we're going through. So you see how they put them in this, like, see all those cards that just spilled out? They put them in this hypnotic state, first of all. And they put these people under. This is usually too many cards. I don't know if I want to take all these cards. Makes sense. First of all, I want to say, because I know this is grueling. I for sure am one who knows this is grueling. The fact that we get on here and talk about it, and the fact that we are aware of what is going on around us, means that we are the lucky few who actually make it. We are actually being protected, even though people think, well, they're losing things and things aren't working out, etc., etc. No, we are the lucky few that have made it. We're the ones that they can't kill. Trust me on that. Just take my word. The fact that you can come online, the fact that you can, I mean, a lot of us are not telling our stories. I think everybody should be telling their story. Everybody should get on here and start outing people and really make, you know, our voices louder, because I feel like we are stronger, obviously, when all of us are talking at the same time. Like, I felt all alone before I got on YouTube. And when I got on YouTube and I saw that there were other people going through the same thing, I was like, yeah, there's a whole community out here, and it just validated a lot of the things that I was experiencing. So that's one. The other thing that I feel is that what's actually happening here is, and this is something of which I'm sure, as you're being gang stalked, it's taking away from your normal life, the path you would have normally walked, the things you would have normally done. And I'm not saying that this was not supposed to be on your path. But see, I think with us that get through it, that we are protected. I really think that. I don't think that. I know that God is taking extra special care of you. Okay? That's why you find yourself in this stagnant place. But you're aware of what's going on. I think there are a lot of people who, they don't make it. They lose their mental health. They become slaves to these gang stalkers. You know, they lose everything. They completely lose themselves. God is like, I don't know what's going on. I can't explain why some people survive and some people don't. But I have been having this nagging feeling this entire time that even before the whole explanation of like people's destinies and all of that, right? I've been having, hold on, I gotta open the door for the cat. Distractions galore, boy. Come, Oli. Come, baby. Come. So, I've been having this. Sorry, guys, I'm in my pajamas right now. I'm on the internet in my pajamas. Oh my god. I've been having this feeling because, you know, and it's coming to me in bits and pieces. You know what's so crazy? I had to delete my Twitter because had I kept my Twitter, my ancient Twitter account up, they would have had too much information on me. Because I didn't talk to people the way that I would just tweet out like random things, right? And had they had that information, they would have probably had a much easier time of maybe figuring me out. And I say all that, but these people are slow. So maybe not. But, you know, Nothing is a coincidence. And I keep coming back to that. Nothing is a coincidence. Like, I always think to myself, there's stuff that I can't really say right now. I know one day that I will say it, though. One day I will. But I give the example of songs that are made, or TV shows, or movies, or whatever. But it could be anything. It could be anything, because there's nothing that a person contributes to life that is insignificant in any way. Whether it's the person that invented the toothpick, or somebody who made a video of a new way to do something and maybe it saved someone's life. All of it is a chain reaction. Every choice, everything we do, there's a chain reaction. And what they do when they take away a person's dream, a person's business, a person's anything, what they do by doing that is they stop the flow of the way things are supposed to work. And it has a ripple effect, not just from the person who was supposed to actualize a dream that was supposed to help a lot of people, but all the people who are supposed to help other people, and so on and so forth. It has to happen the way that it's happening. And when you step in the way, when anyone steps in the way of what God intends, when God gives you a gift, the gift is not just for you. It's already in you. You're already in possession of this gift. The gift is for the world. Whatever your talent is, it's for the world. Whatever your story is for the world. It's not just for you. So imagine that gift getting trapped inside of you and never reaching anywhere and never touching the people it was supposed to touch, who then are inspired to touch other people. It is intended that we look up to other people for whatever reason. That's why jealous behavior and wanting to cut people down and all that, and wanting other people's blessings, that's why it's like it's in bad taste. You know, like, you are supposed to work on your own gifts and have your own talents and, you know, actualize your own self. That's what they're doing. And they always attack people that have some sort of richness in their heart that can be something. Like, when I look at Haru, I see a teacher. I see someone who has knowledge, and I see someone who can communicate in a very compassionate way. I see someone who is on their journey. But it's like, the way that they're abusing this person, it's like they want to minimize this person's self-esteem, or if people out there are gonna care about them, or if they're lovable or likable, or if they have value, if they have knowledge. He teaches me stuff, and I've just, I don't even know this person in real life, but like, I feel his spirit. And it's like, this is what they try to do to people. They try to cut you down. They try to make you feel like you don't have value, like what you're saying or what you're doing or what you're putting out is not something that is going to be of value to others, which is a lie, which is not true. And by doing that, they're really stepping into it. And I don't know for gang stalkers all over the place, but I know for my gang stalkers, time is up. Time is up. Time is up. They stepped into the wrong one. Time is up. And they know that. They don't need me to say that. I think when I woke up this morning and I thought about it, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is what I'm going to have to talk about today. And then I thought about it and I was like, I don't have to talk about this. They already know time is up. They know. And it's just like that movie, The Fall of the House of Usher, when death came back for the entire bloodline. It didn't just come back for one or two people or the culprits. It came for the bloodline. It came for the kids. It didn't care. And this is what's happening right now. They're coming for the kids. They're coming for the pets. They're coming for the eggs in the ovary. Okay? They're coming for everything. And this is the truth. And people might want to put a face to their problems without being accountable for the part they've played in destroying the lives of other people. But this is what's going on. This is what's happened. And you know how death comes? They did it in threes. But not just that. If you're already losing stuff, then you're already dying. If your business is failing, you're losing things, you don't have a new beginning, then you're dying. It's the truth. And, you know, somebody has to tell it. A lot of people in Toronto held hands. A lot of people in Toronto held hands, and a lot of people got involved in something that they should have never been involved in because they don't understand. And it doesn't matter if you know or if you don't know, if it was accidental or if it wasn't. Spiritual law is like real law. If you break the law without knowing that it was a law or without knowing that something was against the law, it still doesn't excuse you. Anybody who breaks spiritual law gets punished, and it doesn't matter. There is no one immune. No one. Doesn't matter how much God favors you. If I turn around and I start gang stalking people, I've just held hands. End of story. I'm facing the same thing. So no, it's not just you. It's not just you. And you can see it. I used to see it, and I was seeing it all in 2023, where people would come in and it's like their kids were already sick. Even their kids were already sick. And it wasn't just like normal illnesses. It was like visible stuff. We had a girl come in, and we always used to have a bunch of Irish people. And I think the Irish people were drug mules for sure. And they would use them in whatever these things are. And so the Irish people would come in, and they, you know, one girl was like left blood stains in the clothes. We had to take the clothes off of the out of the sales room. We had to clean up the change room with bleach. She had open sores on her skin, and I asked her about, and she had like paper towel and stuff stuck onto it, and she was telling me it was too painful and she didn't want to put bandages on it. And I was like, well, you can't be trying on clothes, like, you know, leaving blood on the clothes and in the change room. And the paper towel, she just dropped it in the change room all bloody and left it there. It's like there's a couple incidences of stuff like that would happen, and I'm like looking at a bunch of sick people. People would come in and have like these big masses on their face. People would come in and it's like they're telling me they're in and out of the hospital. I just came out of the hospital with this. I just my this just passed away. This just happened. That just happened, and it was endless. So I don't know what to say. This is a sick batch of people, but I can say for sure, in my situation, I don't want to say doing one bad thing is worse than another bad thing, because all bad things are not good. Okay, like people need to respect God. But taking away people's gifts and stopping people from becoming who they're supposed to be, so that they cannot finish the project that God put in their heart by the date God needed it, is an issue. It's a massive issue. And I'm telling you guys, Mother herself is down here to handle this herself. There are entities that can handle stuff, but she's here on her own. And you know, every time I talk about this, I have to, like, because I don't know who's watching, I have to say, Well, you know, if you don't believe in it, I don't care if you don't believe in it. If you don't believe in it, skip the video. Just skip the video. Other people believe in things that you don't believe in, that's fine. But for people going through this, we know what's occurring here. We know what's happening. And we know that there's a spiritual component or a supernatural component to what we're experiencing. We know that. We can feel it. This is like the most heinous of spiritual laws to break, is killing people prematurely before the time that they're supposed to go. There are natural times that people are supposed to go. Killing people prematurely is one. Taking people's destinies is another. Stealing people's gifts, taking the ideas so that you can monetize it yourself is another. John Ferreira is more than dead. He's been dead a while ago spiritually. They're just dragging it out. They're dragging it out in slow motion. He will be the most villainized person ever for what he's done. Because he hasn't just done it to me. He's done it to so many people. And he's involved everybody he could. And you know what? I think great. Because if you had the heart and the capacity to get involved in something like this, whether or not you knew the entirety of it or not, to just participate in abusing someone in any way, then good. You, your kids, everyone under you should not be here either. You guys all need to go. Insane. I'm going to make a video about, I'm going to really sit down, and it's probably going to take me a while to make, about the kind of psychological effect, the true effect that gang stalking has on a person. It is so much worse than people can even think. It is horrendous. Horrendous. I'm telling you, I had to heal from it. Anyway, let me do the spirit cards because I didn't want to stay on here long. First one, and I wanted to mention this, so it's so perfect it came out in a card. Whenever you talk to us, it never goes unheard. We hear every single word. This is your confirmation that we are assisting you, guiding you, and ensuring your wishes finally come to fruition. Be patient. Everything will come together for you. Anybody watching this, please listen. I have to tell you, I'm the first one to tell you, boy, this thing will make you question God. But God is with you. If God wasn't with you, you'd be in the sunken place right now. If God wasn't with you, you'd be in a coffin right now. I'd probably not have a funeral. Probably no one would come. It would be sad. Because that is the fate of other people that we don't know about. We never heard their story. They're not here to tell it. God is truly, 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 honestly, you have to believe it. You have to believe it in your weak moments. You have to believe it in your sad moments. And you have to develop a method of taking yourself from low vibing back to high. From a horrible mood, for me, I get angry. I get not depressed, I get angry. I'll be honest, I get angry. And then, my release statement is, God, I did the best for you, and I leave the rest to you. And that's it. I did the best for you, and I leave the rest to you. Because God always comes through. Not on the time that I want, but on the time that God wants. I learn all the lessons that I'm supposed to learn. I figure all the stuff out that I'm supposed to figure out. So I just leave it to God. I do my best, and I leave the rest to God. And that's all you can do. I promise you, that is all you can do. Hey YouTube, check out Can Boutique for super trendy dresses and genuine furs on clearance as low as 70% off. Prices starting as low as $27 Canadian. Visit www.shopcan.com. That is all you can do. Hang in tight and just know you're not on the streets. You're not living in the woods. There are people getting kicked out of shelters. Like the shelter seems like the bottom. They're getting kicked out of the shelter, which means that they're going to go to the streets. These people don't want to stop. Even if you're in a shelter, it's not enough. They want you on the streets. They want you desolate. They want you destitute. They want no help whatsoever. So trust me and believe me. I promise you, God is with you. You have a place to stay, you have a roof over your head, you have food, and you can find some calm and you can find some peace. You are still being taken care of. You just don't see how bad it was supposed to be or how bad they wanted it for you. It is hard to believe in times. I know. I have avoided being upset. And don't be upset at the wrong person, because God's not doing this to you. Evil people are doing this to you. So don't be mad at God. Do not be mad at God. That's what people want. Don't be mad at God. Like, I got this infection from my ex, but it would be stupid for me to hate my ex over something he hasn't done. He didn't do this. This is being done to him as well. It's hard to reach that level of maturity. It really is, because the low-hanging fruit is just to lash out and be mad at whoever. But please keep in your heart that God does not enjoy seeing you go through this, but this is necessary to your development. It's necessary for you to learn how to get through these things. Another card came out, and I'm gonna read it, but I feel like I've read this before. I have. Maybe people need to hear it again. Focus your mindset on what you can control instead of what you can't. The world is your oyster. Elevate your thought patterns so that you can attract abundance into your life. You are what you believe. This is something, it's like when I shuffle these cards, I always feel like what I need to hear is what comes out, because this is something I need to hear. It's very difficult feeling like you have so much opposition and so many people against you and so many people fighting against you. And then in that same breath to try to think about, to be so positive as to dream. This is where you are normally in a peaceful state. This is where you're at when you're being gang stalked. And you have to get from a normal state to be ambitious enough to think you can dream, to think of how am I going to not just get out of this situation that I'm in right now, but how am I going to, whether it's grow a business, whether it's get your life back, whatever it is. It is very difficult, and I don't think the average person understands what this will do to you. They don't. The people who really believe in gang stalking and who know what gang stalking is, I feel like, are people in jail and the police. I think people in jail for drug-related things or that deal with a lot of drugs, they know about gang stalking and they know what it can do to a person. And obviously people in like organized crime sort of situations, they know what that is. But I think the average person would hear you speak and they would think like you're talking about God knows what. They wouldn't really believe you. And it would be one thing if they kept that sort of thing to that sort of lifestyle, but they've basically taken a way that they would use to be muscle to like organized crime families and people they hate and whatever. And they've brought that into just taking clients for normal people. Like you would think it would make sense if someone's in the mob and they're running away with all this money or whatever, they're putting pressure on them. It would make sense for that to happen. But when that happens to normal people, now you know it's satanic. Now you know it's something else. It's something else. And I feel like there's a group of people that target certain individuals specifically. I do. I first used to hear about that and I used to think, I'm not sure about this idea. But now it's like every time I meet someone who's been gang stalked, they share the same sort of streak. They have the same kind of energy at all times. They're all kind people. They're all good people. There's something going on with it. Anyway, be strong. That's what I'm here for. And I started doing these cards, the crystal cards, because I love them. I love crystals. Let's see what comes out today. Lord, let it not be a crystal that I should be getting, because I feel like my energy is always on these cards. Which one? Can you go to sleep? Because your voice is in my video. Thanks. Kids are annoying. It's midnight. Okay, see, I feel like the cards come out for me. Okay, see, maybe this is what's supposed to come out for you guys. Amatrin. Take a look at what it looks like. Okay. Amatrin is for perfect focus, the crystal for mental clarity. See, this is something that I think if you're a victim of this that you need to hear about. The vibration is high and it's for perfect focus. A combination of amethyst and citron. Amatrin stimulates creativity and supports taking control of life. It protects against stress and creates inner well-being. Amatrin imbues mental clarity, harmonizing perception and action and resolving apparent contradictions. It also heightens concentration, facilitating thinking things through and encouraging exploration of all possibilities. Amatrin enhances acceptance of others and helps overcome prejudice. The stone brings insight into the underlying causes of emotional distress, raising deep-seated issues to the surface. Its powerful cleansing properties disperse negativity from the aura and toxins from the body. So, on a physical level, it affects your immune and autoimmune nervous systems, blood, metabolism, DNA or RNA, oxygenation. And spiritually, it's protective during astral travel and guards against psychic attack. It's purple and yellow, transparent, and often small and tumbled. See, I think I'm going to go ahead and get that for myself. Mental clarity is something that maybe you do not think too much of until your mental health is under attack. And boy, is it under attack if you're going through the things that you're going through. Let me tell you, my kids did not in the beginning really take the whole gang stalking thing seriously. And then they started seeing signs of it. And then they were asking me questions like, Mom, what the hell just happened here? Like, let me tell you what happened. There's a call that came into my phone from my older daughter's phone. She was out at the time. My younger daughter answers the phone. There's no one on the phone. So she hangs up. She calls my daughter back. She calls my other daughter back. And my daughter's like, I never called you. We took all our phones and compared call logs. My daughter never called us. She never called me. And this is one of several things that they've finally seen and they're like, wow. And I'm like, I've been telling you guys this has been going on. It's like they weren't taking it seriously. So, your family and your friends, sometimes you kind of have to give them a little bit of a hall pass because maybe they're just not seeing things. They're just not seeing things your way. And it's like these people do things in such an underhanded way that it looks like you're the only one that's noticing. But there's a lot going on, a lot of underhanded behavior. So, like I was saying before with the cell phones, they simply call the phone and then they see what tower the phone is connecting to. So they either send a text or they call. And a lot of times I get fake texts and it's like, to me, I feel like they just want to know where I am. So wherever, when the text or the call hits your phone, whatever tower it pings to, then they know what general area you're in. And sometimes it's like now they have difficulty with gang stalking because they just don't know where I am, when I am. Like they just don't know. Am I home? Am I not home? What am I doing? They don't know. And I know that they have a tracker on my car for sure. From the time I stopped walking with my phone, I know that they have a tracker on my car. And it's like, that's the type of unhinged behavior of a person who just doesn't care, because all you have to do is take the tracker into the police station, and now it's obvious that you're being followed. Like, it's not disputable anymore. You know, it's like these kind of things are just, it's out of fucking control, and like the police really need to do something about it. Like, something needs to happen. They can't keep ignoring people. If you're in a police station for 5 years, how many gang stalking complaints are you going to get in 5 years that you're going to honestly say that it's not happening, it's not occurring? They know it's fucking happening. They know. And the police departments get drug mules all the time. That's the first people. They get mobsters. They get all kinds of people. You think people don't go for help? They know. This is not the first time they're hearing it. It's not. And you know what? And there are some people who think it's a race thing, and I'm going to tell you, I don't think so. I think, you don't think the Italians go in complaining, the Russians go in complaining, you don't think white people go in complaining. They're collectively not helping people, like on a whole. So I don't have the answers. I wish I did. I wish I had all the answers for myself. We just have to be patient. You have to hold on. I have to say that I have, thus far, it's gotten way easier than it used to be. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. It was crazy at one point. Believe it or not, those days were, I don't know how to say it. I think the beginning was the hardest. The first few days, the shock of it in the first few months, that was hard. That was the hardest. Like the first, I want to say like 1 to 3 months. And then you just kind of settle into it, and you're like, okay. And then you're like, wait, but I still have to live my life. Like, I still have stuff to do. And then once it becomes a joke to you, like, I don't know about, I don't know about the people who listen to me on YouTube. I don't know about my YouTube followers, but it became a joke. Because it's like, I'm going to live regardless. If they wanted to kill me, they could have gunned me down on the road. They're not doing that. So obviously, I'm going to go ahead and live my life. And I used to tell people, I'm like, I have a stalker. And they'd be like all shocked. And I'm like, they're like, aren't you afraid? For what? Afraid of what? This is a crackhead. Literally. This man's he's a drug addict. So it's like, not really. No. It's like when somebody tells you somebody stalked them for 3 to 4 years. How are you going to be afraid for the whole 3 to 4 years? You're going to be afraid for like the first, I don't know, like 6 months. And then after that, it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the gym. You're going to work on your body. You're going to work on your projects. You're going to do what you have to do. And you just live with the annoyance of it. And that's what I have to do. I have to live with the annoyance. They don't even want to just follow me. They want to intimidate me. So it's like they can't follow me while I'm driving around, or they have a difficult time, or whatever the case. I don't know what it is. But then they'll be where I'm supposed to go because I either Googled it before I went, or I made a phone call and then they called it, like something. Somebody texted me. They'll linger in the person's business until I get there. Like I just went somewhere the other day and they were lingering in the... This girl was asking the lady a billion questions, one after the other, and I recognize that tactic because that's what they used to do in my stores. They'd come in and they'd just ask me a whole bunch of freaking questions, like they never leave. I used to abandon them and just be like, listen, tell me if you want something. And they wouldn't like that because eventually it'd be hard to linger if I'm not paying attention to you. You could see that they're time wasters. They'd spend 30, 45 minutes in there trying on 16 pieces of clothing. We knew when they were coming, they would pick up everything in the store to go pile it up. We used to have to be like, nope, 3 things in the change room, and they hated that rule. 3 pieces of clothing in the change room, and that's it. They'd have to come out and get more. It's been so fucking annoying. I can't wait. I need it to explode the right way. Like, it's not enough for the police to arrest him. It's not enough to go to jail. I need the story told. People need to hear what's going on. People need to hear what has happened. People need to know, especially the people who had one part here and there and there. The random people who would just, somebody told them just come in and be annoying in the store, come in and make a purchase, come in and say something stupid, spread a lie, say this, say that. Those are the people that need to know the full extent of what they participated in so they could understand why their life is not going to go great. they could understand why they've been having the kind of luck that they've been having. No one can fool me. I don't care. I'm not a person who needs. There are people that say certain things, and they'll say things like, you know, you're gonna get your karma or whatever, and a lot of people don't believe it, but you do. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. I've even gone through karma myself, and I've looked back and I'm like, oh, I think it must have been for that, or I think this might have been the reason that this is happening to me. These people know why this is happening. They know. I'm not even going to speak too much on it because they've been going through karma for the entire 2023. And if I tell you some of these stories that have, it's been brutal. People have been bleeding out every dollar that they've stolen from good people out their noses for the entire 2023. People have been bleeding out the money that they stole. A lot of people are going through weird stuff in Toronto right now. Weird stuff in this city that's more than just like the recession. It's airy, it's creepy, nothing can work, nothing's moving in a positive direction, nothing's growing, nothing's going their way, and they know why. So I'm gonna leave it there. My YouTube is God's Way 1019. Please check it out. Please check the story out. I feel like it's my life purpose and my mission in life to make sure the world knows who John Ferreira is, how fucking horrible it is what they're doing. These people are terrifying. The crap that they do to people, the advantage that they take, the way that they steal everything out of people's pockets, whether it's their house, their business, their life, whatever it is, and they have people stuck, and it's a cult-like environment. I watch grown men, like little boys, when they talk to them, they're like, yes, like, yes, sir, and it's like, what? And then that same man will come over and come talk to me like all of a sudden he has like balls. But when somebody else talks to him, like when one of the other... It's a cult. That's what a cult is. I don't care what they want to call themselves. That's what a cult is. They micromanage people's lives. It's like people can't have relationships. Some people can be married and some people can't. Some people can have a home. Like, it's like people waiting in line to get a house, but they're getting a house that they stole from people that they gang stalked, pushed a person out, buying their house for super low, and now it's like, oh, you got a deal on this house. You got a nice deal on this house, so like now you're home. That's how you're living? You telling me you couldn't go out and buy a house? That's the type of self-esteem you have? That's crazy. And once they're in that, they can't leave because they're witnesses to crimes. They're participants in crimes. They're co-conspirators. They can never leave. People need to find out. And until it's completely aired out and everybody has their picture in the news and and all over the internet and everything, then it's not done. In my opinion, then it's not done. This cannot exist. We can't live in a world where this shit exists. If I'm making lives and I'm making videos and I'm making a YouTube, there are other people out there. They're probably fucking kissing everybody's ass that they've ever gang stalked. They're probably going through paperwork or figuring out who they aligned with and trying to get people to not talk, and there's not enough of them to bully. And now that everybody knows John Ferreira is a piece of shit, because I'm going to make sure that they know, it's going to make it tough for him to work. And I'm going to keep exposing the other people that I know, because people came and showed me their face and did it boldly, and I could not believe. That's how confident they were that it would work. But anyways, let me wrap it up because it's late and I need to go to bed. Have a good night. Check out my YouTube. It's God's Way 1019.